Despite a good run of form leading up to the Champions League semi-final, Christian Pulisic found himself on the bench for that big game against Real Madrid. Afterwards, he said, "I'm very frustrated. I've had to continue to prove myself over and over again." At Stamford Bridge for that game was Julien Laurent. Obviously, you were there as well, Don. Has Pulisic got to work harder to win over coaches than other players?
I don't see why he should. I think he's a terrific talent. I think he's not the only one at Stamford Bridge, though. I think Hakim Ziyech looks frustrated in the last couple of weeks. Tammy Abraham's not even made the matchday squad and some of the games recently. Hudson-Odoi's not really making the first 11 either. So I just think it's the way Thomas Tuchel manages. If you're performing well, like Kai Havertz has been performing well of late, you'll get in his side. If you're not, you're going to have to be patient. And
but Pulisic was playing well, wasn't he, Don? He was a key part of the draw they got at Valdebebas.
No, I agree. I just think it's how he sees the game. I think, if you're playing well, you'd like to think you keep the shirt, but I don't think that's Thomas Tuchel's way. I think he sees the opposition and he sees a plan. And I don't know why he doesn't fit in. Obviously, they know each other from their Borussia Dortmund days. And I thought when Thomas Tuchel come through the door, I thought he'd be great for Christian Pulisic. But obviously, by that statement there, he's obviously feeling frustrated.
He said ahead of the game, didn't he, Stevie, about dropping Pulisic, that he wanted Havertz to add a little more height in both attack and defence. Yep. Obviously, I think Pulisic coming out and saying he's frustrated, that's normal, yeah?
Absolutely normal, yeah. You would question him if he wasn't frustrated not starting in a big game like this. As far as saying he's got to prove himself over and over again, the truth is, the best players, every time they step on the field, whether it's training or whether it's games, they're constantly proving themselves. I understand what he's talking about as far as the manager, but he has to realise that Tommy Tuchel picks a team to beat the opposition. He doesn't just pick what he thinks his best 11 is. He picks a team, and sometimes, for a reason like the height with Havertz, that's why Pulisic wouldn't play. He has to get a balance between being disappointed he's not playing and understand why he's not playing.
And then he came on, obviously made an impact, setting up Mount for the second goal, Jules.
Okay, guys. So, as you can tell, apparently Christian Pulisic is frustrated for not starting games. And ESPN here in America were reporting about it. But let me tell you what, I'm not going to even waste my time talking about this because I want to make sure that everybody can understand what journalists can do at time, Those kind of interview that I call forced interview, if that makes sense. Like, you make your own word, but you want the player to kind of agree with you about what you just said. So the interview basically was like, okay, so Christian Pulisic, you've been in great form at the moment, and do you really feel frustrated for being left on the bench? And do you feel like you have to prove yourself more than other players to get in the team? That is the journalist, okay? So you already made your own word, and you want to put those words in the player's mouth. And unfortunately, 9 out of 10, it's going to work because all the player need to do is just to say, yeah, I feel like, I deserve such and such, and try basically follow what you said. So I really hope that somebody understands what I'm trying to say here. I don't know how to put it in the right and correct words so people can understand. But all I said is like the interview was forced and it's not what Christian Pulisic wanted to say. And also, Thomas Tuchel is using players based on the opposition. Okay, Christian Pulisic been making a lot of impact from the bench. Look what he did against Real Madrid. Everybody is tired. He came on to basically kill the game off, So I don't care if you're coming off the bench. All I want is somebody to perform and win me a game of football. I don't care if your name is such and such. All I care is that everybody be given a chance, be given a chance to prove themselves on the field. And also, depending on the opposition, you have to use certain character you know, instead of using like short people. Like I've been talking about Andreas Christensen, you know, playing in Aspilicueta's place in the defense because of the height of the opposition. So yeah, there is no story here. This is just fake news, and don't pay attention to it.
The other day when you're talking about Christian and his number, and you said, you know, he chose Eden's number, he accepted Eden's number. I know you're saying he brought a little bit of focus on himself, but is that good in a way? Because it shows his confidence. Yeah. You know, players, obviously the best players in the world, they need that confidence and belief in themselves, don't they? So is it good that, you know, he obviously realises his talents and...
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good. Absolutely. It's a good thing in this decision to take this number, and it sets the tone, and it shows the determination and the dreams that Christian wants to fulfill, and his own demands to himself. This is a very good part of this decision. The downside of this decision is that people will always compare you with any number 10 in the world, and with the number 10s in a big club like Chelsea. So this is the downside, and you have to live up for it. But right now he's in a good place, and he has a huge impact to our team. So everything is good, and he can. We are happy if he continues tomorrow to make his mark.
And Christian Pulisic is getting a lot of plaudits again for his consistency at the moment. I just wondered what you've made of his recent performances, and do you think he can have the same impact? I know there's a lot of these Hazard comparisons he didn't seem too comfortable with, but can he have the same sort of impact at this club that Hazard?
Well, he took his number, so now he has to live with it. It's his fault. So he has a bit of a... He has influence, and had a bit of influence to the comparisons. But if people do this, maybe they think about it in the best way. No, I'm happy that he arrives in the decisive moment of the season in top shape, in good confidence. This is the key point for him that he feels confident in his body, that he feels calm in his mind, that he feels free on the pitch, and when he feels this, when he feels like this, he can be a decisive guy for us, and this is what he proves in the moment. He gives us a big physicality. And we have to see how we put him on the pitch tomorrow, if he starts or he comes from the bench. But we're very, very happy that he is decisive and he steps up and plays full of confidence. It's good for us.